Hello everyone! Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects in the world. Superheroes. Superheroes are amazing and they've been a big part of my life. When I was little, I watched the original not the original X-Men series, the one that started in 2000, you know, with Hugh Jackman and whatnot. Sorry, I'm moving the viewfinder so y'all can't, oh, I said y'all. So I don't keep looking at the viewfinder, I actually look at the camera. Anyway, so I love superheroes. Now, I also like debating minute facets of superhero to find out which one is objectively best, even though I realize that the likeness, how much you like a superhero, is super subjective. So now, I'm going to analyze who's better, Iron Man or Batman, Robert Downey Jr. or Christian Bale. Unfortunately, I don't know that much about their personal lives, so I can't decide who's better as a person, but on like a scale of, you know, cuteness, it's Robert Downey Jr. But since we're not going on looks, we are going on superheroes. Now, for the sake of argument, I'm talking about Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man and Christian Bale's Batman. And I'm going to discuss it in 5 or 6 categories. I forgot which one, and then I'm going to tell you which one wins. Drum roll! Alright, first thing we're going to talk about is villains. Right, so Iron Man had Obadiah, which was his dad's partner, who came up with the mega thing, and then he also had that stupid whip person, and then he had Loki. Loki was really good. I like to pretend Iron Man 2 never happened just because it was such a bad movie. Anyway, so we had Loki. Loki, amazing, really good fighter, tried to take over the universe. Okay, this one, let's see, so yes, Batman wins. I'm not going to discuss it anymore. I'm not going to go into why Batman wins. Batman wins on villains. Batman wins on villains because I really never want to see another magic trick again. Anyway, so on that one, I'm going to have to say that Heath Ledger's Joker far and away blows Loki out of the water. All right. Now let's go to who has the cooler origin story. Let's see, Batman's pretty straightforward. My mommy and daddy, well, first I fell into a cave and there's all these bats and kind of freaked me out. And then I went to the opera and then I got freaked out because of the bats, because my parents were all like, oh, let's take the kid who's afraid of bats to an opera about bats. Then they go into a dark alley where, of course, you know, a guy with a gun, bam, 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 bam. And then parents are dead and that bums me out. And so, yeah, and now I'm gonna go get Liam Neeson and tell me what to do. All right, and then you have Iron Man, who is all like, I sleep with many women and sell guns. And then he gets put into a cave and he's got to make a huge mega machine out of a bunch of scraps. Also, I'm sorry, but any origin story that partially begins with, and my parents took me to the opera, I can't feel sympathy for you. Who does that? What kind of idiots take their kids to an opera? And where in God, is the ice cream truck? Yeah, but like I was saying, how bad of a city is Gotham that you go outside an opera house and there are thugs? Seriously, and why couldn't they have waited like in the lobby? Why did they have to go into the dark alley? Seriously. Origin story requires people to be stupid. I mean, at least in Iron Man, his origin story involved, you know, terrorists holding him for hostage, even though it wasn't really hostage. It was an Obadiah thing, and it was, see, seriously, there's intrigue. Is there intrigue with Batman's? I mean, there's the whole monk Liam Neeson thing. No, Iron Man wins. So far, that's one Batman, one Iron Man. Ooh, getting interesting. And the next one is girlfriend. Girlfriends, who's a better girlfriend? For the sake of argument, I'm gonna have to say spoilers. This is going to spoil The Dark Knight, and it is going to spoil the ending of Iron Man 3. So if you haven't seen those movies, please stop watching. Anyway, so Batman's girlfriend, well, we have Rachel, who was all like, oh, I love you. You're Batman. I can't be with you. You're Batman. That's too much for me. And then she gets herself killed. She's all like, help me, Batman. I'm blown up by the Joker. And then you have Iron Man, who, spoiler, well, one, Pepper knows that he's Batman. I mean, Pepper knows that he's Iron Man the entire time. I mean, while she doesn't particularly always approve, she's not a wimp about it. Then she dates him, and she's constantly putting him like in his place. I mean, they're on like the same level mentally, and it's super cool. And then she is running his business basically. He's off, playing with toys, and she's off, running a multi-billion-dollar industry. And then, let me see. Oh yeah, at the end of Iron Man 3, she falls 12,000 feet, doesn't die, kicks the butt of the bad guy, ends up killing the bad guy, and basically saves the entire day, and ends up helping to fix Iron Man's psyche. Iron Man wins the girlfriend. And my last thing, self-sacrifice. So, there's been a trope in movies lately, which is the whole, there's gonna be a nuke, it's gonna set off, but I'm gonna fly it as far away as possible and sacrifice myself. It was in Dark Knight Rises, it was in the Avengers, and it was even Pacific Rim. Never see Pacific Rim unless you just want to see monsters beat up robots for an hour and a half, because that's all the stupid movie is. Alright, so let's take it in both. Spoilers. Okay, so, end of Dark Knight Rises, there's a nuke, and Batman gets it, and he gets on his plane, and he flies out, and the bomb explodes, and everybody thinks he's dead, and out of Gotham. Then, in the Avengers, Iron Man gets the nuke, and he flies it into an interdimension away from New York City, which is suspiciously similar to Gotham. Saying. So yeah, he flies into another dimension with the nuke, Batman flies across the seas with the nuke, and yay! And so basically, it looks like they've done about the same thing. However, they haven't. Batman, even though we think that there's no eject button, there was an eject button. He knew there was an eject button. He was using this as a way to fake his death, basically. I'm like, didn't you already do that? Anyway, so he can go gallivanting in Italy with, Anne Hathaway. So, I don't really count that as a true sacrifice. It looks like a sacrifice, and everyone thinking about it, it feels like a sacrifice, but it wasn't. He knew he was going to be safe, so he didn't really give up anything. Now, you could say he gave up Batman, but I don't think it counts, because he wanted to give up Batman. He's wanted to give up Batman since he first donned the... Anyway, Iron Man, on the other hand, does basically the same thing. However, he knows he's probably going to die. He still goes in the interdimension, and he knows that he's gonna die. And even though he doesn't really die, even though he's saved, he thought he was going to, and he still did it, and he did not hesitate. I mean, that, in my mind, is the true mark of a hero. True mark of a hero is the sacrifice. So now I think Iron Man's winning, but there's one more bonus round. Bonus round. And that is, who doesn't have a stupid gravelly voice? Guess who wins that? Iron Man! Alright, so Iron Man for the win, so much better than Batman, unless it's the Adam West Batman, Then Adam West Batman beats every superhero ever of all time, ever. Anyway, so that was the end of the episode. The lighting got different because of movie magic. Anyway, so that's all. I will see you never, actually, because this isn't Skype. So bye-bye.